Okay, finding a difference quotient. It involves the same steps every single time. We're going to take this very slowly so that we can make sure we don't lose track of anything. So the steps are, step number 1, we need to figure out if this is f of x, what is f of x plus h? And then after we do that, we need to say, okay, I found f of x plus h. Now let's subtract our original function. Step number 3, take all of that. It should be simplified by now, and divide everything by h. And then that is our difference quotient. Once we're finished with that, that's done. So difference quotient is equal to that whole thing. So step number 1, we need to find f of x plus h. All right, so everywhere in our current rational equation, or our rational function, we need to replace the x's with x plus h's. So I'm going to put an x plus h up top. I have an x in the denominator as well, so I'm going to replace it with an x plus h. And then the 1 is just floating over there by itself. Okay, we have f of x plus h. Now we need to take f of x plus h minus f of x. So we're going to take what we have, and we're going to subtract our original function. Okay, now this is where the meat of the work happens, because what I did was I subtracted them, but now they're kind of stuck. I can't combine like terms because I don't have the same denominator. So I need to get the same denominator so that I can combine them into a single fraction. So what do I notice? Well, I have a 2x plus 1 on one, and I have a 2 times x plus h plus 1 on the other. Can I just multiply this by something and make a plus h show up? No. Can I multiply something over there and make the h go away? No. So I need to take the entire left denominator and multiply by it over here, on top and bottom. And then I need to multiply the whole left fraction by 2x plus 1 over 2x plus 1. All right, now on this side, I'm going to have to multiply by 2x plus 1 plus h. It's going to help me to just distribute that 2 inside. You don't have to do it on the bottom. The bottom is just going to stay gross the whole time. So we can multiply it inside on top, and that'll simplify our multiplication across, but don't worry about it in the denominator. So I'm going to write this as, I'm really multiplying by 2x plus 2h plus 1. Just ignore that first fraction that was there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and the first one I'm going to FOIL, the second one I'm going to distribute. They now have the same denominator, so I can combine them into a single fraction. So for that first one, I have 2x plus 1 times x plus h. Okay, 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times h is 2xh. 1 times x is x, 1 times h is h. So that's my first term. I'm subtracting the x times the second stuff. So what would that be? X times 2x is 2x squared. X times 2h is 2xh. And x times 1 is x. Okay, the denominator is gross. I'm saying it out loud, I'm acknowledging that it's gross, and then I'm going to move on with my life because there's nothing I can do about the fact that it's gross. It's just going to be there and be terrible and stay terrible. We're not going to come back to it, we're not going to touch it again. Just leave it exactly like it is, move forward. The nice part here is that if we did this correctly, our numerator should have a lot of stuff cancel. In fact, if you do a difference quotient correctly, every time you do this, the stuff that cancels on top should leave you with just terms that have h in them. Because remember, we haven't dealt with that denominator yet. We're going to have to come back and deal with it in just a second. So let's see what happens. I have a 2x squared. That's going to cancel with this 2x squared. I have a 2xh minus a 2xh. I have an x minus an x. So the only thing left is that h from the first fraction. Denominator, not touching it, leaving it alone. So what do I have right now? I have h over, just rewrite it. Okay, so what we've done is we've subtracted. This was the meat of our work. We had to simplify all of it with just the subtraction and not do any division or anything else. So the last step, the one thing I haven't done is divide everything by h. So I'm going to take my fraction that I just got, I'm going to divide it by h. That looks terrible. This is a really bad complex fraction. So what I'm going to do is write that as h over 1, and then I'm going to flip it over and multiply it on top. Okay, what happens now? Should I distribute the h inside one of my 2x plus 1s or my 2x plus h plus 1s? No, I already acknowledged that those were bad and I moved on with my life. I shouldn't touch them anymore. What I can do, however, is see that there's an h up here and there's an h down here. Those h's will cancel out, and now I'm just left with a 1 up top. So this is our answer. We have simplified our difference quotient down to give me 1 over 2x plus 1 times 2x plus h plus 1. That is our simplified difference quotient. And that's it. We've done all the work. We've simplified down. We've canceled everything out. That's as much as we can do.